Question is, shall the bill as amended pass? The chair recognizes Representative Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Most people in this room have spent the last couple months talking to taxpayers all over the state about the future of Ohio, about how we can work together to move our state forward, talking to taxpayers and to families about the issues that are most important to them. And I don't really recall people shouting from the rooftops that one of their first priorities was going to be passing one of the most restrictive, unconstitutional healthcare laws in the country. So I would say that instead of spending time on a bill that's unhealthy and that is incredibly divisive, that we should be considering bills that strengthen women and families by increasing access to health care, not restricting it, that we should spend our time on issues that reward the hard work of Ohioans with fair tax policies that grow our economy from the middle out, and that we should spend our time building more opportunity for Ohioans to have a fair shot at the prosperity and the promise of our state. Instead, restricting the personal responsibility and the right for individuals to make important healthcare decisions with their doctor is not the role of government and is not how we should be spending our time. When families are facing impossible options and complications that probably most people in this room can't even imagine, those families and those doctors should be allowed to make the choices that are best for them and for their families. We, sitting here in the walls of the State House, should not be making those decisions for them. We shouldn't be sitting here cutting access to health care, putting vulnerable women in our communities at risk. Instead of controlling access to health care, we should be introducing bills that help women and families by increasing access to family planning, by making sure that people are paid a living wage, and by ensuring that women in Ohio have access to paid maternity leave and sick time. Those are the real policies that help women and families in our state, whether they are babies or teenagers or adults. And I'm going to close with part of one of the hundreds of messages that we got in our office in opposition to this bill. This message was actually from someone who's not a constituent of ours, but felt like her voice wasn't being heard. She lives nearby to our district and wanted to talk about her opposition to this bill. And she is a middle class, 50-ish, Catholic, soccer mom. And she said, I hope you are advocating for women and women's reproductive medical safety. Myself, when I was pregnant, I thought I was pregnant, but then I had breakthrough bleeding. I thought I wasn't pregnant, but then it turned out I was. What wasn't fully understood is that I was 8 weeks pregnant, and most women didn't even realize at the 6-week mark. I think this is a grave situation for women who find themselves pregnant and without any options. People without options are desperate, and desperate women can die. I implore you to join me in voting no on this legislation today.